Episode 6. The race is getting amped up for one final burst through the remainder of this game. I'm pretty sure this should be the last level. This lava stage. I guess based on Mario rules, the lava stage is usually where you fight Bowser. Can we ride on this? I guess we can. You know, we don't really take damage in this game. We never did. Although, it does seem like we are now. Let's not stay in that. I thought we were in the realm of the dead. I think I may have had some misconceptions about that. But even if we are, I still think we can die. Whatever that means. We no longer have the water ride, no triple jump, even though we're using the Wanderer's sword. Turns out it was her that could do that, not the sword. This intro section is probably to teach you standing on lava's probably pretty bad. Wow. What an entrance. The way that it kind of blurs due to the heat in the distance, it looks really good. Especially with the scale here. Is this the tower, or something else? I can't even see the sky anymore. No, I guess that is the sky where the stars are falling. But it's so smoky, I can't really see it clearly. We're gonna want to be careful, I guess. We still have a certain amount of time we can stand on the lava before we're in trouble. I'm not gonna bother lighting all the boats down here. I doubt there's an achievement. Oh? Some kind of rocks. Jumping out of the lava. I guess that's a hazard. Well, I guess we're surfing on lava now. A little bit. We'll try to avoid it, but at the same time I don't really want to avoid it. I do want to surf on lava because that sounds cool. Okay, let's get that water. We're probably not allowed to touch the lava with this, are we? I wonder if our friend the merchant is down here. I think we can almost afford the next upgrade. The fire is below. There is no light without darkness. There is no monsoon without drought. So it is with Flora. The surface is cool and calm, a placid, welcoming sea. But below, the world boils. You call the desert cool and calm? I guess it must have been. A cool and calm desert, huh? I mean, one that isn't cool and calm at night. Kind of interesting, though. Lava and smoke and burnished rock. Fearsome creatures that embrace these conditions have little in common with the denizens of the sea. Creatures like Tornamoon, whatever kind of creature it is. Speaking of, now there's a contender for the thumbnail already. We're gonna have to do some parkour to get out of this one. There's the tower. Yeah, it's been broken up a bit. Still standing though. Are we gonna go all the way up it? Like physically? Even for this game, the amount of distance we've traveled, I don't know if going all the way to the top of that is within the bounds of one stage. But if it is, that would be impressive. That's nothing. Oops. There's Torn the Moon. Oh. I need to rest a bit before going back in. Ideally, we don't have to take too many pauses here. There's actually more area than just heading straight into the tower, isn't there? Is that water, though? I think we might want that water to explore the rest of the area. Oh no, that's just Bubble. Cool me down, Bubble. Well, I guess we can at least activate this thing. If this does add water to the area, then I guess this will be the first time I'm actually doing this sort of thing first. Exploring the area after I made it a bit safer, but no, we're not making it safer. We just gotta accept the danger. There's still money here, though. Alright, let's get this stele. Or however you pronounce it. Stele? 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 Stele. Oh dear, I tried to land on that for safety. It was just dangerous. Why am I still on fire? Put me out. I guess you actually have to be standing on something that's cool to be put off fire. The army of Red Fire, Torn the Moon, was a fearsome force, the largest and strongest being on Fara, but even she could not fight the sea alone. An immortal army cannot depend on mortal soldiers, and even the ghost warriors did not number enough, I see. And so she created the race. Yeah, we're finally like connecting the dots here, why we exist. Born in factories of metallurgy, enlivened by the angry spark of red fire, the race were lies, quick, unsparing, a mindless armored army. But we're different, we're blue, and not mindless. Why though? The Superdome makes this a fair bit easier. We still kind of have to take our time a little bit though. And before we move on, we gotta go that way. I see. The rocks look dangerous, but they're actually pretty beneficial if you can use their ways for height. What's this? A frog skeleton? How sad. I guess frogs can't survive down here. That makes sense. Well, that just means I think we found every frog other than the one in the Lost Grotto. But we'll be back for it after this episode. Let's just focus on getting the ending and whatever else is in plain sight. Then we can go back for all the secrets and all the abilities and all the frogs. Oh, well here's the merchant. We don't have enough though. But sure, lighten the load for us. Kind of insane how much you need for the next upgrade. There's still 4 more. How much is that? 31... 1631. Onward. We're fast on the lava at least. Although it is dangerous. Oh. More skeletons. I wanted to grind that. I didn't. When water battles fire, the droplets steam, the embers go dark. So it goes when fire battles water. The clangor of metal, the burning and drowning and binding. So it goes when water battles fire. The world deadens. The creatures petrify, lifeless and silent and still. So it goes when water battles fire. That was the last stele, apparently. Okay. One thing we don't have to go back for, I guess. Well, I'm glad we got all the lore in our first run through. That seems like the kind of thing you don't want to miss on the first run through. For the complete story and all that. Not that it's a wrong way to play, just ignoring all of those. You still get the story just by watching the cutscenes. I guess they just give a bit more depth. Oh, we're not actually in the tower yet, and I'm still on fire. Okay, that's where the tower entrance is. It was actually much further than I thought, and... Is that the piece where we entered? Yeah. It's a sacred river, but everything's been, kind of mucked up. Well, I guess we're doing the sacred river again. Oh dear. I think Torn the Moon is a hazard now. What am I doing? Where am I going? That's bad. That's real bad. Game over? That's game over. Or not. I think back then I was supposed to kind of slowly make my way forward, but all of my platforms would be sinking beneath me. And then eventually I'd run out of platforms. I just kind of sped up the process, I guess. Kinda like the beginning of the game. bringing us back from petrification. Our old friend. And you too. New sword. Okay, so this is how we're doing it then. Pretty cool. Oh, that was a ramp. I'm gonna go off those. Not that high up. Alright, the stage is set. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be going up the tower this way. Thought there'd be like a series of challenges on the inside, but this is pretty interesting. Oh dear. I was wondering how we would even fight toward the moon. I guess this is it. Oh, we gotta go inside. Is that boost? No, that's something else. Still alive in there. Okay, this is different. Alright, collect enough of these and then fire back. Laser's getting a bit closer comfort. You help too. Alright, now we're giving chase. All the way around. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Couldn't quite do it. Gotta hold in one direction to go all the way around. Hey, it's you. Dolphins love this sort of thing, don't they? Really wouldn't have expected this kind of boss fight. Lo to hold, it's in the game. Right into it. Uh-oh. Another one. Let's try not to get hit again. Really use that short's help right about now. There you are. What's the meaning of this? Not that I fully understood everything that was going on, but is this like a manifestation of Alma? Everything? All the fire and the water and earth and air? Felt like our character was sort of, I don't know, something aligned with all of that. And at the very end, I guess the whole purpose of this journey was to restore the cycle, right? Now it's back. In the end, our character was just this magical being created by Torna Moon. It's kind of interesting that there's this parallel with the Wanderer, but the Wanderer isn't this magical being. Well, she's just a normal mortal. That was, I guess, legendary and famously led the charge against Tournamoon or something, but in the end still mortal. So I guess it's fitting that the magical being doesn't make it out of this, but the mortal does, to live a mortal life or something. Turns out this ending was actually a lot faster than I thought it would have been. I probably would have tacked this on to the end of the last episode if I knew there were only 30 minutes in the game left before we rolled credits. Would have made it a 90-minute long episode or something. Unless there's maybe a Super Mario Galaxy-esque message that appears at the end. You can now play as the Wanderer. How far down do you have to go? She's riding down, but it's basically the same thing as falling, isn't it? And I was kind of looking forward to seeing the inside of the tower too. It didn't happen, but I guess I can't complain. Interesting music in this game though. I guess they had some kind of choir that they credited just a few lines above. Actually in the background, I guess we can see the entire world is filling up with water. Maybe gonna rain for like a century or something. Flood the entire desert. Well, I guess some of that desert was also a snowy mountain. Is this what it just normally looked like, before Tournamoon came into the picture? I would have thought the entire place was underwater. Maybe it was though. Maybe if it keeps on raining like this, it'll all just be underwater. Unfortunately, also, we didn't really get a moment at the top of the tower. What I was kind of hoping for was to scale to the top and then, I don't know, look over the entire landscape in the distance. We only ever really got a peek at it, and I guess this view right here, which is still pretty high up. But come on, if there's a tower, you want to be at the top of it. There was that brief moment in the middle of the fight where we were at the top, and then we surfed amongst the clouds. But I want to stand at the top. And we got it, the achievement Sword of the Sea. And we got a great score for 1 million points, I guess. And our time multiplier is 1.25? Didn't think there'd be like a multiplier for the time spent. I know there's a trophy for getting through the game in under 2 hours, so that's probably the highest multiplier, or pretty high up there. That's just what the achievement is for. I guess there could be higher multipliers for even lower times. But if we got the trophy for our high score here, then... well, I guess there are different ways to play this game. You could go for pure speed, and then of course there are the usual 100% slash any percent or whatever percent speedrun categories. But then there could also be a high score category, which just focuses on getting the highest score possible, but if there's a multiplier, or if this multiplier doesn't like become a smaller number, like under ×1, for getting a really, really long time, then you could just keep on tricking unto infinity to get the highest score possible, I guess. I doubt there's a competitive scene, though. I guess it's still an interesting comparison point, though. Okay, before we get into this New Game Plus, whatever it is, what the hell's chapter select? You got the Veiled Sea, Lost Grotto, okay, and here we go. How many shells we've collected? There was only the one in the Forbidden Valley. That was the dolphin segment. The Shadow Tundra. Frozen drifts. Well, we know that there should have been a shell there, even though it doesn't show it. I think. Maybe? I'm pretty sure there should be a shell there. Or maybe it doesn't show it because it isn't. Yeah, some of these are a lot shorter than others. I'd say the real levels are Veiled Sea, Lost Grotto. This is sort of like an extension to Lost Grotto. Shadow Tundra, this is an extension of that. Then the Sacred River. And the Boiling Cavern is pretty short, but I guess it's more its own level, if we count the boss battle as part of it. So 5 levels in the game basically, with some things in between. I think that's about the right length for a game like this. Now what's New Game Plus? Okay, I guess not every reward is going to be from the merchant. We unlocked the Wisp Cloak. Trick combos to generate boost wisps when landing. Interesting. So that means we can boost whenever we want, which kind of opens up the game quite a bit. Although the thing that I'm most interested in is going to be getting all the secret shells, so I was kind of hoping for an unlock that would maybe help us locate all of those things. Oh wait, there's more. We got the speedometer. See your speed as you play. Toggle in the pause screen. And a trick display. See your score as you play. Toggle in the pause screen. We actually got 3 rewards all at once, which means I guess the 5,000 thing from the merchant would be the very last thing we have to buy. Yeah. I think so. It's weirdly this one after the Wisp Cloak. I guess maybe they expect you to get this before you get the last thing from the merchant. Maybe. Oh, we can toggle it as miles per hour, kilometers per hour, or meters per second. Give me a big number, meters per second. And yeah, leave on the trick display. Since we got the ending a lot faster than I thought, I guess we're launching right into the post-game collection stuff. That's a shame, I would have made the ending like a special 90-minute episode or something, but this is fine too. I'm still not sure I really understand why a red race became a blue race. Maybe that's just the cycle or something. It was inevitable. Water turning against rock. Possessing this statue. Drawing it out. Or not drawing it out. Doing the opposite. Unfortunately, no unlock for playing as the Wanderer / the Wanderer and the race. So you guys were all bad guys. I mean, we were a bad guy too, but oh, we're kind of knocking them aside. Oh, there are actually names to these. I didn't actually recognize these. Well, I never put too much thought into them whenever we were doing the trick attacks. Wait, what is this? Back flourish? Right flourish? Front flourish? Since when did we do those? That's different. Or no, we've been like doing different grabs whenever we do the double jump throughout the entire game, right? I guess they were just different tricks. Do they depend on your timing, or is it just random? They seem to be worth different points, so it must be based on your timing. Maybe with like perfect timing, those are the ones worth even more? Well, that one was 175. If I just do it really quickly, it seems to be worth less. It's hard to tell. Alright, before we end the episode, I guess we can try to afford that very last thing from the merchant. With Boost, I'm sure we'll get through it very quickly. Does this count as a trick? I guess not, the double jump. That was the entire game, from here all the way to the tower. It's kind of fun to think about. Now, how many of these did I miss over here? 4. I'm not sure where those 4 would have been. I might have to rely on the old, look things up on the internet strategy of playing video games. Which is always a little bit sad, that you can't just rely on things in game to find things. Of course, the answer to that is usually you should be finding them yourself just by looking around or whatever. A lot of secrets in games are usually that. But in this age where people are always putting guides on how to find every secret in the game online, and that's how most people interact with games like this, I guess, it becomes a bit of a design choice whether or not you want to include collectible finding radars or something. Where did we even find our first conch shell? You know, there are flags that are at the top of this portion of the map. I wouldn't have even thought to explore on top of those back when I first started the game. But now that I'm here. There should be a way up there. Okay, we do get more of these wisps for doing a lot of tricks. Suddenly tricking becomes a lot more useful. I guess there was a treasure chest over there. Seems like as long as we can do one spin trick every time we jump, we can follow up with a boost right after that. Now how do I get up there? It's gotta be somewhere, huh? Am I missing it? I mean, we can get on top of this, but that was only... We could have only gotten on top of this, I think, with the high jump, or the boost, or whatever. Surely any of these secret collectible shells would have been collectible back when we were still non-upgraded, considering there's no, like, progression, only whenever you get enough money. Well, the flags point in this direction, but that's just pointing towards the main objective, I guess. Can we just get on that? I mean, I think we can, but that's probably not what they intended. And there's actually a wall here, so I might be off the mark here. What we got up here? You know, they probably just put the flags up here to point you towards this direction. There's probably no secret shell up there. That is not the playable zone, I think. What about over here, though? Can we, like, trick around this? Not really. I mean, we can kind of, but it's not intended. If I were the first shell in a video game, the first secret for a player to find, where would that be? I would think in the tutorial segment, by turning around and being behind some kind of hidden wall or something. But I'm pretty sure there wasn't one of those. It's actually going to be a while before we can buy this last upgrade. Probably not going to happen in this episode, as much as I want it to happen. Considering we already finished the game way ahead of schedule, this would be the only thing to look forward to as part of the ending episode. Hang on. You wait. I mean, you have to wait. We still need 1,500 more. Over here, though. There we go. There's the secret. That's the first secret behind a hidden wall, I think. Can't believe I missed that. No, I can believe it. It's pretty well hidden, and they kind of locked the camera in place. There's still 3 more in the area. I guess we'll just start speeding through. I'll see if I can find any hidden nooks and crannies like we just did. Probably this episode is going to end before we get through this area, and I'm just going to, in between this episode and the next one, get a list of all of the hidden collectibles, I guess. A bit sad to say, but I'm unfortunately thinking I can't just be around these stages looking around forever. Actually, it seems like if you don't trick well enough, you don't even get enough wisps for... well, you don't have to get enough points for one wisp. Make this kilometers per second, or kilometers per hour, I guess. Is that like a bigger number than meters per second? That would be 1,000 times some meters, or divide by 1,000. But times 60? Wait, is that right? No. I'm doing the math wrong. I can't do math while playing skateboarding video game. The only math that I can even begin to do is the math on the combo multiplier. Maybe I should have explored around a little more before I lowered the sand. I kind of forgot I did that. Can we do this? Does this net us a huge amount of tetrads still? In like New Game Plus? My score is 8,000. We're kind of being cheap about it. I just want the most tetrads possible. Of course, the developers knew this kind of strategy existed. They might have had some safeguards against it, but oh, accidentally fell. Well, that's fine. Okay, we still get a sizable amount of tetrads for New Game Plus. That's good. A reason to come back with all of your tricks and everything. But still, it's not that much. We're probably gonna have to play through the entire game again just to get that other upgrade. Which I guess was the plan, we just have to get all of the collectibles while doing it. Wherever they are. Well, let's restore water first. Over in there. And I guess there was like one more place to do it. Oops. I wonder what the fastest way to get tetrads is without doing every single thing again. Collecting every single hidden fish panel or whatever. Can't exactly farm the time attacks. Not that I would want to. It was divided by 1000, multiplied by 3600. That's why it's more, when it's kilometers per hour. We're not even on kilometers per hour though. There we are. I still think unlocking the Wanderer as a playable character after you beat the game would have been like the biggest incentive to replay. I mean, this whole boost thing is a pretty huge incentive, and I guess it would mess with the whole cutscene thing if you had two Wanderers, or... Well, I guess if you played as a Wanderer, maybe you could replace the Wanderer with the race in cutscenes. That would just mess with the story even more though. All I'm saying is playable Wanderer. And I made the same mistake in this run as I did in the first run. Doing exploration before I even get the water out in the area and make the tetrad spawn in. At least I didn't do that much. What else can we find before this episode is over? What new fresh finds can I find? Places I wouldn't have looked in my first run to. There's secret shells. Behind this waterfall? It's just a solid wall though. At the bottom of this gorge? This is the thing that tells us about secret shells, I think? Yeah. Wait, what is this lore again? In the beginning all was Alma, and Alma was all. when they split into Fara and the spirit realm, and this is Fara, and I guess the spirit realm is like, I don't know, somewhere, maybe it's connected to that tower on the other side. All of Alma was lost, almost. Whispers and rumors still speak of traces of the progenitor that remain in hidden alcoves and secret places. Alma silently watches. In some dark corners of Fara, you may find that telltale spiral, and when you see that celestial glow, Alma also sees you. Is that Alma? Like this statue? I didn't really ever think about what Alma was, just that it was supposed to be, I don't know, some kind of deity or something. But they're saying that it's related to all these shells in some special way. It's not just like some mystical collectible. It is part of this progenitor Alma or something. So is Alma like some kind of hermit crab or something? Or whatever that thing is? I have no idea. And I also have no idea where these last 3 shells are. I'm not going to pause the episode to find where they are right now. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to. Just going to save that for in between episodes. What is this true edge right spin? And why was it yellow the last time? Don't actually know the scoring rules for this game. I'm pretty sure the whole landing correctly thing is part of it. Like if we just trick badly, I think the multiplier maybe doesn't apply or something. Or it applies badly. If I were a bit more focused on farming all of these tetrads, maybe I could have made up that 1500 in one episode. Or in the remainder of this episode. But somehow I doubt it. A lot of that came from the time attack anyway. Yeah, we already explored down here, down there. Didn't notice that flag was visible from here before. What happens if we visit a shell we already collected? Could it be a sum of tetrads, maybe? This isn't... Well, I guess the shell was here and it's not spawning anymore. Or was the shell over here? No, I guess the shell was in that cave. Well, there's the answer. There's just nothing in place of it in New Game Plus. In this particular area, I'm not sure where else to check for shells. We've kind of been to all of the places I would have suspected originally. What about over there? What about over there? Have we gone over that way? Are we allowed over that way? We are. I don't think I've been down that path. If we are allowed it. It seems kind of far, doesn't it? Seems like something, though. Although it is kind of past all of this, impassable wall. It just seems like we ride down it, you know? We're allowed here. And here. We could maybe make that with a boost, if we're allowed. We're not allowed. It just seems like the perfect path down, you know? Or is that like part of the entrance to the Lost Grotto? No wait, that's the Lost Grotto over that way, like into the mountain. Then I guess that's nothing. That flat plateau over there seems like a place we haven't been before, but also a place we couldn't have gone before, and it's also a wall, I think. Oh, but we were here before. Okay, back to the main area. Guess I'll leave all the secret hunting to the later episodes after I've looked everything up. Looked everything up other than what the last reward is. We'll just find that out as a surprise, I guess. Let's see how quickly we can activate that other water thing before this episode ends. Last thing we do. We can get some skips here. Nah, we can do that skip better. Oh wait, we activated the jellyfish because we got high enough, I think. Or maybe those were already there? Either way, I can do this better. There. Wasn't perfect, but we did it. We could probably do the same thing here, but I guess if New Game Plus is the speedrun category that's the most interesting, the fastest, then I guess the strategy here would be to activate these jellyfish, rather than try to boost your way around, maybe. Though I'm no speedrunner. I don't even know if a speedrunning community exists for this game. Having to wait for the jellyfish to spawn in is maybe a time loss. You could maybe make it through with high jump and boost. Although the door wouldn't be open, that's right. Alright, let's quickly get up there. And this. Why not? Damn. We didn't exactly magnet onto it. I think we also checked around the rooftops for hidden shells last time. And that's technically the end of the first level. We did that in the same amount of time as it took us to beat the final boss. Only because I was speeding through everything here, though. Maybe I haven't been up there. Before I end the episode, we don't have to end it at exactly 1 hour. I do want to check up there. We've surely been up here, right? Oh, but there's one I missed. Good. We found one more before the episode was over. Just how do we get up there, though? I mean, like normally, without the boost and the high jump. This is certainly not intended, but there is a way up there. Well, I guess regardless of the intended way up there, we can still... get up there one way or another. Or maybe over here. You can't exactly jump on these ledges. The episode's not over until we get this thing. We could maybe jump across if there was a way on top of this head. And maybe you're just supposed to... Okay, yeah, this is intended, I think. I think even with just the normal jump... Well, we can try it. With just the normal jump and the double jump, you can make it up this thing. Well, the normal jump is a charge of 1 instead of a charge of 2, so like... I think that was a super jump. Just want to prove it. Not that I have to. You would have to normal jump at the apex, which is a bit hard to do without doing a super jump. The timing. I think that was a super jump again. Timing between a normal and a super jump is pretty tight. That was pretty close. The proof of concept is almost proved. There we go. Okay, that was almost it. Can we actually turn off super jump like the other things? We cannot. Normal jump. Okay, I'll give it like 3 more tries. Maybe with like a triple jump you'd make it? Or no, wait, these guys go up there. Okay, well, we didn't have to prove anything. They just fly up there. You know what? We'll just do it that way then. Which guy's going up there next? We'll use this to close out the episode too. A nice view over the surrounding landscape. As soon as one of them decides to show us where it's going, that one. You are going up, yes? Okay, good. Turns out I didn't ride this guy for long enough the first time. And I missed out on this view. This whole view, wow. Okay. So with this last secret obtained, this last secret for this episode, and all of the rest of the secrets throughout the entire game to collect, we can close out this ending episode. Ending in the middle of the first level, just like the first episode. But I'm not done with this game until it's shown me everything that there is to show. Now would be a good time to take a break.